We've all been there, thumbing through our phones when we see a wacky, seemingly nonsensical news headline beginning with the words, Florida Man. Now, over the years, these two words combined have become a well-known term to refer to a person accused of strange and sometimes unusual life decisions in the amazing state of Florida. However, Florida Man's not just some played-out meme, you see. He exists eternally as a sort of undying Jungian archetype or a tulpa, channeled through the many disturbed denizens of the Sunshine State. Now, luckily for us, this provides an endless bounty of fantastical hijinks beyond even our wildest imaginations. And so, here are 5 new Florida Man stories for your personal enjoyment. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe. Number 1. Cursed Florida man drives car with missing tires and threatens to skin deputy alive. At about 4 a.m., a 29-year-old Florida man was driving on an Interstate 75 ramp near Marion Oaks. He was pulled over by law enforcement after they noticed that his vehicle's hazard lights were on and the tires on the driver's side appeared deflated. Upon closer inspection, the deputy realized that the tires were not deflated but were missing, and Florida man was driving on what remained of the rim. When questioned about the damage to his vehicle, Florida man claimed that paranormal activity was responsible for it. He said that someone had put a curse on him and that he had hit a curb too hard. The driver then said he was given an ultimatum, a do-or-die choice where he could either drive home without tires or set the car on fire and sleep on the median. When the deputy instructed him to get out of the vehicle, he appeared unsteady on his feet, and the deputy asked him to perform field sobriety tests. However, things quickly escalated, and Florida man stereotypically began cursing and making threats. "This is the work of paranormal activity. Someone put a curse on me and all of this is happening. I'll break your fucking head with a baseball bat and skin you alive," said the cursed Florida man, looking like a crazy Mexican Florida Post Malone. Florida man's behavior became increasingly erratic as he spat in the face of one of the deputies while they were conducting a search. He continued with his threats and cursing and even tried to grab their taser. Eventually, Florida man had to be physically restrained and placed in the back of a patrol car. He kicked both deputies, and after being taken to jail, he refused to submit to a breath test. As a result of his behavior, Florida man is charged with 6 different crimes, including 2 charges of battery on a police officer. He faces up to 25.5 years behind bars. What do you think? Was he cursed? Let us know in the comments below. I know he was cursed. It's the curse of Florida man. Number 2. Florida man arrested for drugs after getting stuck in a porta-potty. A Florida man found himself in a sticky situation after getting stuck inside of a porta-potty. The situation took an even stranger turn when deputies found the man screaming for help and then discovered drugs in his possession. The incident began when the sheriff's office received a call about a suspicious Florida man and someone shouting. Upon arriving at the scene, a deputy heard loud screams coming from a nearby porta-potty. As the deputy approached the bathroom, she could see a foot sticking out of the bottom of the hot blue plastic shithouse. After successfully getting the man out of the bathroom, deputies identified him as 34-year-old Florida man. According to the reports, he claimed that his foot had become stuck in the door, but something about his behavior made deputies suspicious. Upon searching the porta-potty, the deputy discovered a baggie with a powdery substance inside, which later tested positive for fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opiate. In addition, a syringe was also found in the unit. As a result of the discovery, Florida man now faces 2 drug charges, which may have serious consequences. However, he seemed surprisingly unbothered by the situation, as he was just relieved to have not died in a disgusting portable toilet baking in the hot Florida sun. 3. Florida man drives stolen truck to Space Force base to warn of battle between aliens and dragons. According to reports, 29-year-old Florida man from Florida was arrested for driving a stolen Ford F-150 pickup truck to the Patrick Space Force base in Brevard County. It was later discovered that he had stolen the vehicle from a nearby town 3 days prior to the incident. When Johnson arrived at the base, he quickly began explaining why he was there. "Stand aside. I'm on official business. The president has instructed me, in my mind, to take this truck you see over there and warn government officials about our personal United States aliens and their showdown with the Chinese dragons. Okay? Now stand aside." You heard that right. Johnson believed that he was on a mission to save the world from an intergalactic battle. Unfortunately for Johnson, his claim did not hold up, and he was promptly arrested and taken into custody. He was charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, and bond was set at $3,000. Patrick Space Force Base is home to the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station and Space Launch Delta 45, which is described as the premier launch delta of the mighty United States Space Force, and it is considered a vital part of the nation's space exploration program. Now, it is important to remember that mental illness is a serious issue and that people who suffer from it should seek professional help. It's also important to remember that there's no way a Chinese dragon could beat a United States intergalactic space alien. That's just dumb. Number 4. Florida man girlfriend with bowl of hot ramen noodles. Have you ever heard of a food fight going wrong? Well, in Florida, things just got a little bit out of hand. A Florida man, 21-year-old Florida man, is now facing charges after allegedly throwing boiling hot ramen noodles at a woman during a domestic disturbance call at a Fort Pierce home. According to Floridians, sheriff's deputies responded to a 911 call reporting a domestic disturbance at the residence. When the authorities arrived at the scene, they spoke with the female victim, who stated that Florida man had thrown the noodles at her. But that wasn't all. After the noodles hit her, he allegedly hit her with the hot pot as well. The incident occurred after an argument between the two over whether Florida man's dog should be allowed on the bed. When the authorities questioned him, he stated that the victim had accidentally fallen on the noodles while chasing the dog. However, the woman's statement contradicted his claim. Florida man was taken into custody and booked into the county jail, where he was charged with misdemeanor domestic battery. Big deal. Interestingly, this isn't the first time food has been used as a weapon in Florida. In another incident, a couple found themselves drenched in spaghetti sauce after a heated argument. In yet another case, a woman was arrested after she allegedly threw a plate of chicken at her boyfriend. Florida man's criminal record shows that he has been convicted of cocaine possession, resisting police, and driving without a license in the past year. A fairly clean record for a Florida man. It's quite surprising how arguments over seemingly trivial things can escalate quickly, resulting in bizarre and dangerous situations. Let's hope this incident serves as a reminder to everyone to keep their cool and avoid turning to noodle-based violence. 5. Naked Florida man sprays people with fire extinguisher in Florida high-rise. Residents at a high-rise apartment building in Florida experienced a bizarre incident over the weekend when a naked man ran amok in the building while a false fire alarm was going off. According to reports by the news, the police officers were called to the scene of the incident on 12th Street in Tampa on Sunday. The man, who was reportedly naked, pulled a fire alarm in the high-rise and ran around with a fire extinguisher in hand and his junk fully out, spraying people with the fire extinguisher as they were evacuating the building. A Floridian was a witness to this strange and chaotic event as it unfolded. "The naked man was being chased by a group of people. What in the world is happening?" she tweeted, adding that the man was caught before the Tampa police arrived on the scene. The crowd even applauded as the naked man was detained. As people were evacuating, he sprayed men, women, and children with the hydrant. Fortunately, there have been no reported injuries. It is unclear what prompted the naked man to behave in such a way, or whether he will face any charges as a result of his actions. Why should he? However, this incident is just one example of the strange and unusual happenings that occur in Florida from time to time. So there you go, 5 more Florida man freak out stories. Please like and subscribe.